welcome back. My name is Barbie, and if you are new here, please remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Today I thought it would be a super fun, creative idea to make kind of a spooky or witchy kind of fall mood board. Halloween is just around the corner and it is so gloomy out right now and so cold, so I wanted to do something kind of creative and something fun. So I want to make a fall witchy mood board, and I'm gonna be using Photoshop and Illustrator, and I'll kind of walk you guys through the steps of what kind of tools I use and how I use Photoshop in part with Illustrator. And I'm gonna be pulling images from Pinterest to kind of make this really fall inspired mood board, and I may end up hanging it up somewhere in my office. As you guys know, I am a fashion designer by day, so I have to make mood boards all the time. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, to start off, we're gonna first look at my Pinterest board. I created a witchy Pinterest board, and this is really where I put a lot of the images that inspired me, and this is where we're gonna be pulling from to create this kind of Halloween witchy mood board. So the vibe I was going with was I wanted to kind of do one side as a very warm color and then the other side is a very cool color. So on the opposite ends of the color wheel are orange and blue. So I wanted to kind of do this fall orangey Halloweeny color scheme, and then the other side a little icy, more blue, more spooky Halloween kind of vibe, so that the mood board kind of had these two very different juxtaposing sides. Next image I was looking for was a really beautiful model that kind of had a witchy aesthetic to her. So I was looking on Pinterest and I found this model that I actually follow on Instagram and on YouTube, so I wanted to use her image. And then as you can see, I've put her image in the Photoshop and I'm quickly cutting it out using the poly lasso tool and then placing her into my mood board, and she fits very well with the kind of orange side, so I was really excited on how this kind of started to come together. So next I was looking for a model on the cool side, and I really love this one girl with these bright blue eyes, but when I plugged the image in it really wasn't working. Like, the girls' faces were two different scales, so I thought that I should just work with the existing girl and kind of turn her into more of a cool witch. So I'm kind of more playing around with the saturation here to kind of have half her face be orange and then half her face be blue. So that's kind of what I'm doing in these next couple shots. So the easiest way to do this is to use her original image and then put over a blue color square and then kind of play with some of the layers and effects. So you can see I'm kind of playing through to see which ones that look the best, and I thought this one looked the best. So now I'm just kind of gonna recut her out and then repaste her back into the mood board and then match her up with her other half of the face. So one side will be warm and one side will be cool. So here I am plugging in her blue side of the face, so I'm just overlaying them to make sure the faces are lining up perfectly, and then I'm gonna be erasing the other half of her face. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of erase out the layers. As you can see, as the color is kind of changing here, so that's me erasing out the other half of the layer. So now I'm gonna be lining up her face because it wasn't quite lined up. So I'm just going to be moving her face up slightly so the two faces are aligned so she doesn't look lopsided. So here is the two faces lined up. One side is very warm and the other side is very cool. So I'm really liking how this is looking, and I'm just going to be erasing the blue background, and then we're going to start adding in some more images. So I really loved how this image looked. I wanted to incorporate it, so I basically resized it behind her and then was just playing with some of the filters that are in there on the layers. So I'm just kind of going back and forth and seeing what looks best, and I ended up liking one that looked like hand-drawn white lines. I thought it looked really like mood boardish and hand-drawn, so that's kind of the background I ended up going with, and I just resized it a little bit so you could see it more behind her head. So next I wanted to incorporate some crystals, so I found this image of clear quartz that I really wanted to put in. So you can see me here just cutting them out with the poly lasso tool like I've cut everything else out, and then I will kind of place it in and play with the filtering a little so it blends a little better, because all these images have different lighting, different colors, different levels of saturation, different brightness, so you really need to kind of play with some of the blending of these images so they all sit really well together. So I had this candle kind of cauldron image down in the left hand corner and I wasn't really loving how it was looking, so I wanted to add in some flowers. So I really love this image, and then again I was just going to play with the layer effects over on the left or the right hand side and kind of just erase out the background, so she has kind of this like faded looking floral kind of sitting near her to kind of give the bottom of the image a little bit more interest. And last, I wanted to add in some tarot cards. I thought this could be really cool kind of in front of her. I really love tarot cards and I think there's so much beautiful artwork on them. So here I am just cutting out the image of the tarot cards, and then I'm going to place it into the image. I'm thinking going to be probably in front of her, but we'll see how the placement looks. So I really just wanted to add in some kind of cursive words, so I just was playing with kind of what font I wanted, and I could not get the second font to play, so I like this cursive font, so I just left it as is, but I think the words just kind of add something. Even if you can't really read it, I just think words kind of add to a mood board in a really beautiful way. And lastly, I wanted to just add a grain filter over this, so I literally just searched grain or screen grain and plopped it over and then just lowered the opacity so it looked like there was a grainy filter over it. So that's a really easy way to add a grainy filter. You just change the opacity and all of a sudden you have a grainy filter. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is how I make my mood boards. I am a fashion designer by day, so I have to make mood boards quite a bit, so I like to use Photoshop and Illustrator. And thank you guys so much for watching this kind of witchy Halloween mood board inspired video. And please remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!